Everything you said in this video was wrong. Gravity. It keeps you on the Earth. Clearly, there's going to be some issues here. I'm doing a really poor explanation of this. Hello everybody and welcome. Sorry I've been away for a little while. I had a bad hard drive, needed to get a new one. Everything's all sorted now though, guys, which means I can bring you guys some more videos. So today we're looking at something a little bit different. We are watching Flat Earthers. And last time you guessed where did these come from? What country? The answer was Spain. Spain was the answer. That was the place where it came from. But in today's video, we are going to be asking something very simple. What make is my acoustic guitar? In fact, that's too easy because everyone knows it's a Fender. But what model is my acoustic guitar? Ooh, snap. But today we are watching Flat Earthers. Now, I am one who believes that anybody should be able to believe exactly whatever they want. However, I also believe in freedom of speech. And I believe that Flat Earthers are pretty much ridiculous. So I'm going to watch one and find out if he has any good points to make. Maybe he can change my mind. Oh, yes. So, without further ado, let's get started on the irrefutable Flat Earth proof.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I call this video the simplest, irrefutable Flat Earth proof.
I'm going to stop you right there, son. So, gravity is not simple. Despite it being an easy concept to understand, it is not very simple. Okay? So, whenever anybody comes to me with some sort of scientific evidence or proof and says to me, something is simple, I normally go, is it? Is it really?
Now, I know there's going to be some people who will watch this who know me personally.
I don't know you personally, but continue.
And people who know me personally know that I am not a fool.
Well, sir, you are currently vouching for the fact that there is a flat Earth, that we live on a, round Earth is also incorrect, because we actually live on a sphere. Well, actually, we don't live on a sphere. We live on an oblate spheroid. It's kind of bows in the middle. It's like a kind of like a pear. I know my Outlook settings are out of date. God damn it. We live on an oblate spheroid, which, for those of you guys who didn't know, it basically means that we're round, but there's a bulge in the middle. But to give you an idea of how round the Earth is, even though it is an oblate spheroid, if you were to get a snooker ball and you were to enlarge it to the size of the Earth, the dips would be bigger than the biggest trenches in the whole of the Earth, and the mountains would be bigger than any mountain we ever have. So if you were to squash the Earth to the size of a snooker ball, it would actually be more spherical. It would actually be way more spherical. So that is how round our Earth is.
I have a degree in math.
Okay, maths. You have a degree in maths. You have a degree in maths. Maths!
And I have a Juris Doctorate, and I have been practicing law for almost 30 years.
Okay, practicing law does not mean that you can lecture everybody about astrophysics. It certainly means that I also can't either. However, I am poking fun. Therefore, I shall continue.
Know that I have won some incredibly difficult jury trials.
Again, this does not mean that you can tell people the Earth is flat.
Is that I'm not a fool.
Okay. Sir, I think you're confusing being a fool with stupidity. So, for example, Einstein was often considered a fool, hence the famous photo of him with his tongue out. But you would certainly never call him an idiot. Ever.
A year ago, or a little more, I totally ignored it.
As you should. Yes.
On.
As you should.
That's foolish.
Yes. Idiotic even.
That's natural, that's normal.
Yes, it is.
Because we've all been brainwashed by scientism.
think now is the time that we just go over to this part of the video. Science is a religion because it requires belief. No, science is the collection of facts, looking at the facts and basing and getting those facts together, culminating them together, and trying to create a theory with those facts surrounding it, using it as proof. And I think a lot of people get confused here. A theory is usually described as an idea, a thought, a non-proven thing. That's not what a theory means in science. A theory in science is a bunch of facts used as evidence to back up the most likely scenario as a theory. For example, the theory of evolution is a scientific fact. Okay? People have spent their whole lives, their entire lives, proving various bits of the theory of evolution, and yet people still go and think, oh, the theory of evolution is an idea. It is not. It is a fact. Okay? Just like gravity is a fact. Okay? Okay. So that's what a theory is. It's not an idea. It is facts used to back up the most likely scenario. I'm doing a really poor explanation of this.
Look at the first flat Earth proof.
Okay, here we go.
You see the globe.
I do. Now, already I'm going to point out a problem with what I think you're about to do, which I think I know what you're about to do. The size of the Earth in comparison to the size of the plane already is ridiculous, okay? You're saying that the size of the plane, if that was a sphere, would probably be around about the size of the moon, okay? That is not to scale, okay? And scale matters hugely, because that wing, if you were on the tip of the wing that's that far away from the Earth, you would be outside the Earth's atmosphere, okay? So this is not a good example. If you wanted to do a good example, you would probably get a pinhead, and even that's probably too big, and place it really, really, really close, and then maybe half of that pinhead would probably be a good example of a plane that is still too big. Let's remember scale, people.
Is going to fly always
Yes.
at a level altitude with respect to the Earth.
Yes.
And any of you who have studied the flat Earth ideas know
Yes.
that there is an equation that describes
Yes.
how much curvature is in the Earth from given distances, and that is defined as 8 inches times the number of miles squared. If you go through that calculation, you can figure out how far below the horizon something should be from a particular distance. And
okay, for this demonstration, I will believe you.
Would traverse the globe, it would have to be always adjusting its nose a little bit down in order to continue at a level altitude. Now,
okay, using this, he's kind of right. Okay, this is yes. The plane would have to adjust itself. It would be such a minute amount because of the size of the plane. No plane is that size. Okay? No plane is that size. Alright? And it only seats one person. How ridiculous is that? Okay?
Consider this plane going to the east here. Just going to the east, you see that the plane always seems to be level with respect to the Earth, and then...
Also, that's not quite how planes fly from places to places. The way planes fly is quite, actually, a little bit different than that. If this controller was the plane, looks kind of like a plane, and I was travelling, say, from sort of like England, where I live, to Italy, it's a fair distance. The plane doesn't do this. The plane doesn't go, and then go, and then go down again. The plane actually goes like this. It'll sort of stay level like that and make its way slowly down like that. That's how 90% of flights are done. 99% of flights are done. Okay, so already you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, here we go. Here's the proof. The hard facts.
So you start your journey at the Arctic.
Yes.
As far to the north as you can.
Yeah, well.
And you begin to go south. Now notice as I'm going south, I have to continue dipping the nose of my airplane.
Yes.
In order to stay level with the ground.
Yes.
Now I'm going to continue all the way.
Once again, bearing in mind, plane. Size of moon, Earth, size of basketball. Scale matters.
Dip my nose.
I mean, you'd never do it in like a World War II plane. That's just not going to happen. You won't get that far. You'll need to refuel.
Now I'm going down.
Completely unrealistic.
Into South America.
Yes, you are.
Continuing to dip down, and finally I get down here to Antarctica.
You have. You have reached Antarctica. Congratulations.
My airplane is upside down.
No.
Well, you're going to say...
I knew this is where it was going to go. Your airplane is not upside down. Well, your airplane is upside down, but if there was theoretically an actual airplane would not be upside down. And I will explain why in a minute.
You are absolutely upside down. You can't deny that proof. That's the simplest, irrefutable flat Earth proof. There are many, many, many proofs that we do live on a flat Earth. I urge you to begin to study it.
Okay, that's the end of the video. Right. This hurts. This hurts a lot. Let me explain something to you, okay, sir? First things first, let me just show you something. Your notions of up and down exist on the planet Earth because the ground is beneath our feet. Gravity is pulling towards the center of the Earth. And if something is pulling on a sphere, okay, whatever point you stand on that sphere is down. As we fly through space at a bajillion miles a second, okay, there is no up and down, okay? It's just relative. If you look at a map, you could turn the map the other way around, and that would still be correct. You could turn it sideways, and that would still be correct. As gravity pulls you towards the center of the Earth, okay, wherever you are, that is down. So you should think of it more as, I don't have a sphere in here, which is kind of annoying me. But let's say, this is a bad example because it's not a sphere. Imagine Roadhog was a ball, okay? And you're traveling around like that. What if, okay, in your scenario, you say, oh, the plane goes all the way around the Earth. Okay, but what happens if the Earth was to do that? And the plane is still the right way around, isn't it? So your scenario doesn't work well for the other way around. What if the Earth was to move around the plane? Because otherwise that would be insane, wouldn't it? That would be completely and utterly irrefutable proof, as you say. But that's not what happens. So I've got quite a good question for you, and there's a number of ways to debunk this. If the Earth was flat, for example, when you went to Australia, the moon is the other way around. So surely, if the moon is the other way around, then that means you're standing on a different part of the Earth, and that would only make sense if you were on top of a ball, wouldn't it? I think it probably would. Really good sort of way of explaining it, that my science teacher used to sort of try and explain gravity to me when I was young, which is if you imagine a hollow ball, and if you imagine a hollow ball, this hollow ball is Earth, and everything on Earth is held by an elastic band, okay? And the elastic band is tied directly in the center of this ball, and it goes to the outside. Okay, so if this is your sphere here, then the elastic band would be in the middle here, and it would go out, and then every little person is on there. And as you go around, obviously they're all holding on because all the elastic band's there, and they can fly up in the air, and the elastic band will stretch. Okay, and they'll come back down again, but then the elastic band shortens and they're on top of the Earth. That's basically how gravity works. Gravity. It keeps you on the Earth. Finally, of course, there is the very simple thing of that you can stick a stick in the ground and use the shadow method to prove this. They proved this in ancient Greece. The ancient Greeks knew that the Earth wasn't flat. God damn it. My final thing, by the way, I went over the video to make sure everything I said was vaguely correct. There was one thing I did miss out on, okay, which is the bit where he said that you have to dip the nose of the plane around. And I said, yes, it would do, probably, but you'd have to be by such a small amount, it would never be noticeable. Actually, no, you don't. Because of the way atmospheric pressure works, you don't actually have to dip the nose of the plane whatsoever. So, everything you said in this video was wrong. Now, finally, I should explain, I am not a scientist. I do enjoy watching all kinds of science films and things like that. But there are really easy experiments you can do at home, literally using nothing but a stick in the ground or going to the beach to prove that the Earth is round. Okay, spherical. Round would be, because there could be a flat Earth, but it could be round. Could still be round. But spherical. The Earth is spherical, okay? Thank you much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye! Maybe like one of them. Like, we can get the lights shining right in my face, like so, and I can sort of be like, Is the Earth flat? I don't know.